As a son-in-law, I was given this chus to be hesped. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but in truth, I can't even look up. There's so many people that were in equal relationship with the rabbi, if not more. If everyone would speak, it would just be hazmanya avor, v'amilim lo yigmaru. But I want to thank the people that offered a much bigger accommodation than the Minyan to do the Levaya. But it says that when there's a mace, so the neshama is by the Levaya, and it listens to the hespedim, and it looks, and it sees as if it was in a dream. Kind of the way that a lot of people now are thinking, are feeling like a dream, like it's unreal. There's no better place to bring the neshama back than here in the Minyan. His home. This was his home. The last place he's going to be before he goes back to his real home, place of origin, is the home back to Hashem. I just want to share a story. I really had two, but it's the same Minyan. I don't want to say that this is the stereotype of the typical what goes on in the Minyan, but I just want to say a story. I know this happens throughout his life, but I was sitting here in the Beit Shemesh one night, and one of the rabbis, the mentors, brought cupcakes, before night Seder. There was no one here. It was just me and my chavrusa, and they brought cupcakes, and they put it on the back table. They laid it out. It looked very nice, beautiful. And then a little while later, a couple guys come in, messing around, wrestling, joking around. And while wrestling, they knocked over the cupcakes. It was all over the floor. And I saw the heart that was put into those cupcakes, and I saw that the cupcakes on the floor. I asked the rabbi afterwards. He wasn't here. I asked him later. And I asked him, what was pshat? Did they not see the cupcakes? I was hoping he was going to say, yeah, they just didn't see it. But he said, no, they saw it. And I asked him, how do you do that? How do you give all your heart? And there's no akar satoiv. And he said it's worth it at the end. So what does it mean it's worth it at the end? One thing I know that he did not mean, as he's told me, he's told other people, that to be in the Minyan, you can't be in it for the schar no olam haba. You can't be in it for the schar. You're not going to last. You have to do it because you love the boys, because you care for the boys. So worth it at the end does not mean that it's going to be worth it. I'm going to have schar no olam haba. That's not what he meant. One of the rabbis, or probably the highlight of the rabbi's year, I think, is when he goes to Eretz Yisrael with the boys here, the alumni, and he sees the boys in Eretz Yisrael in yeshiva. And he sees those boys that knocked over the cupcakes. What they grew up to be. And the rabbi's neshama is here, and he's looking, he's watching, he's listening, as if in a dream. And he sees all the boys here, married, children, what they grew up to be. That's what's worth it at the end. I want to say to Avi's question about what to do. I don't have a solution, but I know what the rabbi always said, and it's what my wife wanted to make clear, that this is the message that Abba always said, was that Hashem has a plan. He just hasn't told me what it was yet. There is a plan. And there's people that are going to have to step up. But there is a plan.